Welcome to In It to Win It. This is Stevie B, and I'm here with
Mike Sneideman.
Mike Sneideman. We're getting the band back together.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, so we are out here for the 2021 WSOP World Series of Poker, and Mike and I have been playing for, a week now or so?
Yeah.
Yeah. What have we had so far? We had the Millie Maker. That was a $1,500 buy-in. I made it to day two. That was about it.
Well, let's put it this way. My highlight so far has been sitting on a soiled couch with you. So I have nothing much good has happened to me. Yeah, I've fired 5 or 6 bullets and I get to cash.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay another week.
Yep. Yeah. I got to
People,
bounce here.
I just go like this, and Stevie puts some money in my palm, and then whoa!
Yes. Look at
Precious metals, baby.
Yes.
Let's go to precious metals later. But that was the one time I had you on my YouTube, and like the thumbnail, I didn't even do it. Is you like leaning forward with like the
just so excited.
Yeah, no, seriously, like you're trying to jump in the lap of people.
Yes.
Let's do the coin thing together. Let's do the silver together.
Yes. Okay, so
let's go. You cashed the Millionaire Maker, Steve. That's no small deal. I mean, you weren't even going to play any like real events, right?
True. Yeah. Well, no, I planned on playing that one. That was the biggest one I wanted to. As far as length of, it's a 5-day tournament, so everyone buys in for $1,500. We ended up having 53 or 5,400 people buy into it. Then the top 15% of the field get paid. So if you last, halfway into day two, then you're in the money. But all the people before then, the other 85% get zero. So I was fortunate enough to make it to the top 10% of the field or so, and I almost doubled my money. I think I got $2,600 or something.
You can buy like 5 houses in Nicaragua with that, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't. When I listen to your podcast, I'm not really thinking of the details. It's just, Nicaragua, go with a bag of cash, come back with 2 bags of cash.
Yes.
Like, I'm not sure your understanding is any deeper than that, so I'm just, I feel comfortable just simplifying the matter.
Yeah. So the way we usually do it as poker players is you can buy in and just have everything of yourself into these tournaments. Or what you could do is we call it selling action. So like Mike has sold, he's got a tournament package of maybe $10,000 worth of tournament buy-ins. And if you want to buy in for 5 or 10%, and depending on how much he cashes, you will get 5 or 10% of his winnings. So I asked him kind of jokingly a few weeks ago, I said, hey, I want 5% of your action. Is it okay if I pay you in silver? And kind of joking. And then he said, it's up to you. And I thought, screw it. I'm going to pay him in silver. So I got a couple of silver bars and I paid him for his package in silver, kind of hoping this would get him into the precious metals. And as soon as he put them in his hand, I could tell he was sold. I was like, cool, I got one more into it. It's kind of neat seeing you into it, because it's like everyone I tell about this, they basically tell me to go F off.
I'm actually excited, Steve. I mean, it's, if you keep yapping long enough, at some point you're going to be right about something. So you think silver has not, in times of economic duress, the precious metals take a huge spike, right?
Yes.
Is that the click?
That's exactly.
And somehow, even though we've had a pandemic and we're fucking $30 trillion in debt, the market's been going strong for a few years here. It has to.
Yeah.
Inflation has to come and this and that. So this was worth 270, and Steve said, we don't know for sure, but right around when my son goes to college, hopefully this is like worth 5K.
Yeah.
And then I can give it to him and he can drop it at college and go to freaking Puerto Rico and live on the beach. Is what he'll probably do with it if I just, here you go. I mean, that's what I would do. But
yeah, I think this is going to be like Bitcoin was 10 years ago. I don't know that it will have that much.
You can't. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. It's hard to duplicate Bitcoin.
But
yeah, this would have to be worth like $3.5 million each or something. But
well, I guess my point is, I think it's going to be a
wonderful investment.
A wonderful investment. Maybe not necessarily a return of 100x or anything, but I think it's going to be a very, very good bet, I believe, in times of economic crisis.
Right. Well,
things just skyrocket.
Right. But your argument that silver and gold, like, eventually will even, like all the cryptocurrency, even that will fail at some point, just like the paper currency will.
Yeah.
And we'll be totally back. I mean, I've heard people say that before. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I think so. I do have some Bitcoin just in case I'm wrong, or maybe Bitcoin goes another 10 years or something. But I think at some point that they've got to regulate it. If they regulate it, it's gonna shoot through the roof.
right.
Because then now the government has approved it and people can own it.
Sure.
But
I just came up with a new, you have the picture in it to win it with you in the suit and tie. I'm
Yeah.
like picturing, why not you smiling, juggling? Like you see coins, you see bills, you see like a deed to like real estate. It's like, I can handle it all, baby.
Yeah. So I gotta head out here pretty soon, but you're gonna be here for another week, right?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I might stay for the whole month.
Okay.
We'll see how disciplined I am, if I'm grinding cash and, surviving the tournaments. And yeah, like you said, backing or investors, I call it, that's a euphemism for begging friends for money. And pride has left the building, Steve. So if I have to do that to stick around and have money to, yeah, I don't like using my bankroll for tournaments here. I learned the hard way here.
Yeah.
4 straight years of losing in Vegas.
Yeah.
Not a smart way to go about things.
I really like getting a piece of you because it's kind of neat because I still feel like I have action even though I'm back in California working or whatever, It's
Right,
like I
yeah.
still got a little bit of a sweat. It's and you're the type of tournament player. I feel like I'm the guy that's kind of like the steady horse that just, you put $3,000 into him and a week later you've got, 3,500 or something.
Right.
I put
I'm
$3,000.
I'm the horse you fill with drugs. It either wins the race or collapses
Exactly.
of a heart attack around the first corner.
Exactly. Yes. You
I
either get
actually-
0 back or you just 10x your money.
I
That's
actually
so good.
bluffed off a lot of chips in the Millionaire Maker with my bust out hand. I had the ace of hearts, 3 hearts on board. Decided I repped the nuts. The guy took forever to call, so I don't feel too terrible, I guess. But yeah, that would be a high variance spot, I guess would be the word for it. But who knows? I
Yeah,
hope it's coming.
I think it is. I think you're due.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're in a hotel now, but I do get to stay at your place for a few days, Steve.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
Steve if you ever can stay at Steve's house, all you gotta do is actually knock on the door. He doesn't have to know who you are. I'm like,
Yeah.
looking for a place to stay.
Yeah, I let random homeless people in and everything.
He's sure, yes. Not only did you do my laundry, you hung the shirts up, Steve.
Folded your
I mean,
underwear.
I was ashamed of the whole thing. Yeah, you should see the smoothie he makes. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Steve, my feet are hurting.
These shoes aren't going to take themselves off.
I think if I said ask for the feet hurting, you would probably go get me an ice pack though, or whatever I
Probably would.
wanted though. But that's
Probably
too much.
Yes.
A little too much more to ask for.
That was a good play. Big thank you to my folks. They got a winter home out here, and no one's in it right now, so we were able to stay there for the best price ever, free.
That's good.
Yeah, free lodging is always good.
It's good for me, anyways, to step away from the strip and get out of the hotels, get out of the casinos.
Yeah, it's kind of when you're here for 16 hours playing cards, and then you leave, like you feel like you're leaving work, when you go to an actual house and stuff. The hotel is nice though because we literally just walk downstairs and we're 4 minutes from playing cards.
Right.
But it's also a little dangerous for the craps tables beds.
Right.
Yeah.
What else is going on, Steve, in the world of finance here? What is Bitcoin this morning? Fuck it. I don't have any.
I think the last I saw it was between 45 and 50, something like that. Yeah. How many of those did you used to own? It's a sore subject.
I'm the one who brought it up, didn't I?
Well, I bought a whole Bitcoin at $450, and I don't have that anymore. I thought I was
You
just
sold it at 2,000. You thought you were a genius.
Oh, I thought I sold it at 10. I thought I was a genius.
Well,
And
that's
then
still,
3 months later, it was up to like 25 or 30. I'm like,
that's
what
it,
do I do?
So what do you? Interesting. I got a view, Steve. You're always talking about the financial stuff, and I don't know anything about it, but you do work hard at that.
Yeah.
You get up in the morning with the computer and you look at all the charts and whatever data you can get your eyes on.
Yeah, basically, I'm looking at what I see right now, and I'm Daniel and I will do a follow-up episode to this, and you guys can visually see the graphs that we're looking at. But basically, the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones are just on this amazing like upward trajectory, and a lot of commodities like silver, gold, oil. Well, maybe not necessarily oil anymore, but yeah, a lot of uranium, a lot of these other commodities. They were up at their high back in
I can
the
actually
last bull market.
stuff this. See you, hedge manager, right up the culo.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you, Steve. You're so happy with this iron.
I'm stoked that you're into it. I think this is going to be a very, very good bet. A lot of the commodities are down at the bottom part of the graph, but they were up really high the last financial crisis of 2008 and the time before that in the late 70s, early 80s, and now we're in a low. So basically what I'm saying is move your money out of the, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is what I'm doing, is I'm moving my money out of the S&P 500 and into these commodities that are at the bottom end of the graph, and I think they're going to begin the upward parabola over the next several years on the other side. So you can literally move it from there, get 4 times as much down here, and then ride this up, and when this has reached its end of its cycle, transfer it back. It's just a
higher. Wait, which way are we going? This way.
Yeah.
Fly, little silver boy, fly. Yeah. I mean, of course, I cannot. These are Daniel conversations for me. Although it's interesting, Steve. I don't know if I contributed your real estate thoughts here of making some purchases. Is that under the radar? Have you talked about that on the show a little bit?
A little bit.
Going to Nicaragua. It was just interesting. Your explanation.
I think
you're getting property in Nicaragua that's really super close to Costa Rica, where property is worth 5 times as much.
Yeah.
And they're pretty much indistinguishable. The only difference is Costa Rica is a more stable country.
So it could be, yeah.
So that's a risk. That's a gamble there. But again, you're willing to gamble somewhat with,
Well, I look at it like you could get, a sixth of an acre for $6,000.
Right.
Like even if you just lose and it's gone, you're really not out that much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I think it's a pretty safe bet. I'm looking at real estate in some parts of, we'll just take the United States, some parts of the U.S., it's a very bad time to buy real estate. Southern California, I think, being a prime example of that. But other areas of the United States may have good deals still. I think Nicaragua has a great deal right now. But I'm definitely not buying anything in Southern California until we get some kind of correction, which I'm certain we're headed for with all the stimulus checks and the forbearance on people don't have to pay their legally, they don't have to pay their rent. That stuff is finally coming to an end. And I think once the catch-up of that happens, there's going to be a lot of inventory and some really good deals. I could be wrong, but that's where I think it's headed. And that's essentially what I'm betting on.
Okay.
But we'll see.
It's an adventure anyways. You're not just getting online and buying one. You're,
getting
in the 4x4, getting the Panama hat, Steve smoking a cigar, looking at all the natives.
Yeah. So what about you? What have you been up to? Still
just poker and fatherhood, man. That's about it.
Yeah. You got in a little scuffle at your card room.
I don't remember anything about that. That's
Rocky music.
Yeah, I mean, people know I'm troubled. Now it's just like I'm just looking around waiting for people to tackle me and put the straitjacket on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, Steve. The virus. This has been a rough year for me. The quarantine and everything, or a year and a half. But I'm feeling optimistic here. So I've had a couple decent months of poker, and I guess that's still my profession until I can find something else.
Yeah.
And I'll survive.
Good deal.
My son and his mom moved in, so I'm happy with that.
Good.
Some domestic,
Yeah.
It actually makes things harder with more expenses, but it's also like requires greater discipline now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Says a man with a silver bar at a casino playing poker meetings. meeting an Indian man in the middle of a manic episode for some crabs later. I mean, it's just sorry. Yeah.
Oh, the life of a professional gambler.
You can just ignore
I
everything
love
I
it.
say.
I love it. Right on. So you got what tournament you got tomorrow? You got a big one tomorrow. Right?
Tomorrow is the PLO, $600 PLO.
Okay.
I don't really know PLO, but
well, you have one circuit ring.
I have a circuit
tournament poker,
right.
And it is in PLO.
I think any tournament here that's like under $1,000 buy-in, there's usually going to be like, this might be overestimating, but I was telling Alex, I said pretty much any game here that's under 1,000, if you gave me like a half a day to study it,
yeah,
I would be plus EV in that tournament.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And on the other hand, like the 3K plus is where, I should be stepping in those, other than the main event.
Yeah, yeah.
So even if it's my game, but PLO should be. I actually cashed. I want to say it was that event a few years ago. It was a 600 or 800. It was a low buy-in.
Yeah.
And I think I got it in slightly ahead. I can't remember. It was Jack 10, 9-8 suited, and he had 10, 9, 8, 7 suited. I don't know. I don't know how you determine who's my slight favorite there. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you would have to be. Your cards are higher.
Right.
But I'm no expert in PLO.
Jack high beats 10 high.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's likely the outcome of that.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And then you got some other millionaire maker over at.
Well, the millionaire. Yeah, there's a $1 million guarantee at Venetian. There's a 1K guarantee here. I forget what the other ones are for this package. And then the monster stack.
Yeah.
Usually, anytime you get a package, you want to build it around one awesome tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
And so we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's whatever. I'm prepared. I brought out $12,000 with me. I've got 7,000 left, Steve.
Cool.
I'm hoping, but I hate taking money from people and then just, of course, everyone who gives me money is pretty much a professional gambler, so they get it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I just came in 10th in a Saquon, tournament where first place was 100. I could have, I think more people who give me money realize that some of it might be half charity from friends who were like, okay, Mike, you weren't as good as you were, but whatever. I want to win, honestly, not just for money, but just to hand. By the way, yes, you'll be getting paid in silver, by the way, if you're one of my backers here. Old school.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I hope you have a deep run. I'm literally invested in it. And we do get it. I mean, like, we fully accept, like you said, that we're just pumping you full of drugs, the racehorse, and you could completely blow up 100 yards at 200. You could win the fucking tournament. So we'll see. We'll see.
Steve's the jockey who doesn't want the whip. Let's just see what it does.
Yeah.
Run on your own, ho. This is one horse that doesn't respond well to authority figures.
Yeah.
You take the whip out and somebody's getting tossed from the
Yeah. We need we need a good-looking girl at the end of the finish line with a bunch of glitter. That'll get you going. Glitter and caramel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you playing any more cards? You're not leaving until tomorrow?
Actually, I got a tournament here in an hour and a half.
Oh, you're going to play the Venetian 1100?
No, I'm just doing the one right here.
Oh, okay.
It's the whole mask thing. Some of these casinos, they require you to wear a mask while you're playing cards, and God, to do that for 14 hours in a row is just completely unappealing to me. But if you play here at the Rio, you don't have to. So that's where I'm going. But I already got my ticket for it.
I'm going to grind a little cash, I think.
Okay, good deal. Right on. Well, wanted to hope you guys got something out of this. Want to give you a little insight into what a professional gambler's life is like.
Thanks to the Twitter people. A couple people hit you up on Twitter and demanded, Steve, that you talk to me.
Yeah.
That's too strong a word. Steve was trying to just have me slowly move his way out of his As a friend, I was still in, but I could do no help for his social media career. But you see, there was a handful of people who wanted me on again, so
yes,
it's cool to do, and hopefully they enjoy it.
A little throwback episode. Yes. Hope you guys got something out of this, and we will talk to you next week.